Hi, this is Pat Walker at Mission Winners. Hope you're having a good weekend. I just wanted to give you a heads up. We are having at Mission Winners a Zoom conference coming up. There's a link in this description coming up. It's free, all right? What do you do when you own a stock and it gaps down big in price? What do you do? Hey, that's the real world. That's not textbook stuff, and that's what we're going to be covering, all right? And the big question, I know y'all ask, hey, what's the market going to do now until the end of the year? We're going to talk about that, all right? We're going to nuts and bolts it. We're going to tear it apart. We're going to get a good idea of how to plan ahead regardless of what happens. And you know what that is? That's power. A lot of people have contingency plans and plans for when the market goes up. A lot of people don't have plans for when the market goes down. You got to have plans for both. And we do that. It's what we do at Mission Winners. We've always got plans to figure, where we're headed. Whatever's going to happen. Do I know what the future is? Nah. Does anybody? No. And anybody who says they do is a liar. We don't know the future, but by studying the past extensively, we get really good ideas of what's going to happen. And we can plan for it and act accordingly. But what we're going to do in the meantime, hey, let's take a look at these ETFs and see what's going on. Here we go. I've got weekly on the left, daily on the right. Genomic, look at this. Big reversal bar down on heavy volume, slight negative on the daily. Let's scan here. Cloud computing, and I'm going to make sure every chart's refreshed here. Up on good volume, down, but look at how loose this has gotten. I mean, up, down. You're not going to see this pattern in any chart book saying, this is where you buy. Be a little cautious with it, all right? That's what I'm pointing out to you. Here we go. Telemedicine. Look how loose this has gotten. And look at the weekly. I'm going to refresh it. Look at that weekly. I mean, gaps up, reverses, drops, closes it just at the midpoint. This has gotten loose. Be careful. Loose chart patterns are indicative of what? Think about it, folks. It's an indicative of high investor emotions. And what does that mean? Be careful, all right? High investor emotions and good investing don't go hand in hand. Next one on the list, IBD 50. Take a look at this. And again, folks, weekly on the left, daily on the right. Right there, that is one wicked bar, followed by another one. I mean, look at how loose this is. It's not clean and simple. Be careful with it. Dorsey Wright, this one owns a lot of the big name stocks, okay? Big name maxlist types of stocks. And what do you see here? And again, we're going to refresh just to make sure we're with it. Here we go. Down, came up, reversed down, reversal bar. It is a little loose, but it's not that bad, okay? In relation to some of these others, it's not that bad. Gold. Check that. Up on pretty good volume, down. But notice the gap. I mean, folks, this has gotten loose. Be careful with that. Gold miners. Junior gold miners. Weak also. Take a look at that. Bopping around here a little bit. Look at that gap down. That's high. You know what that is, folks? That's people, they want to get out so bad, the dang thing, they'll get out at any cost, and it gaps down. Be careful with that. Gold in general right here. All right? Up, down, closed okay, but it's loose. Be careful with gold. I just went through 3 ETFs related to gold. And what's the key moral there? Be cautious. Biotechnology is hanging in there. Look at this bar. Look at the volume bar. Look at it on the weekly. It's forming a cup and a handle. What is this related to, folks? Think about it. It's related to COVID-19. This thing's hanging in there, okay? So maybe there's potential with it, just for what it's worth. Know this. Think about this. Let's suppose that you own a biotechnology stock or a healthcare stock that's related to COVID-19, and they're working on a vaccine. And another company, a competitor, comes out with a good vaccine. Be cautious with the stocks you own in this group. That's all I'll say. All right? Just for what it's worth. North American Technology. Steady trend, but notice, see how nice it was doing? And now look how loose it is on the daily. Zigging and zagging. See this right here? There's a lesson for you. Down on heavy volume, up on less volume, down on heavier volume. See that? Heavier volume down, lighter volume up, heavier volume down. Be careful with it. All right, technology. Dow Jones U.S. Medicine. Hanging in here. Doesn't look bad. What is it related to? Again, COVID-19. COVID-19 is ETF related to medicine, and that's why it's done well. I just always want to make sure these are up to date. Here we go. Home construction's been having a nice run. It's gotten a little loose too, though, on the weekly and on the daily. This is not tight and constructive price action, so be careful with it. Growth, all right? 500 growth stocks, all right? S&P 500, there it is. It's hanging in there. Big reversal bar here. He has double tops. If this could settle down, that would be good. We like that. Small cap, this is why we do it. Look at how this lifted up. I just showed you a bunch of choppy charts. Look what this did. Small cap. What is that indicative of? Well, it's more of a risk on type of situation, okay? So that's positive for the market. Something to watch. U.S. technology, big tops up here. This has also gotten a little loose. Be careful with it. I'll refresh the chart for you so you know you're looking at a good chart. There you go. Next one for you, mid cap. Think about this, folks. Connect the dot. I showed you IWM, which is small cap. Here's MDY, mid cap. Look what it's doing. It's picked up. Now, it gapped up and closed below its highs, and you can see that on the daily too, all right? But I just showed you two ETFs that, related to smaller stocks, are starting to improve. Right here, oil services. In one quick glance, what does it tell you? Stay away from oil services. Move on. All right, online. ProShares Online Retail. Okay? This stock, why has this industry done well? Well, because of COVID-19, everybody's online. Retail, a lot of stores are closed. So it's hanging in there pretty good. I'll say it again. Don't forget the live Zoom conference that we're having. And folks, it's free. It's free. Invest in yourself. And we'll help you. We'll help you. Software's hanging in there. Chopping around a little bit, though. Notice how orderly it was here. We were involved with software through this. It was really nice. Look at these tail bars. High swinging around. Look at that on the daily. Big swinging around. Let it tighten up a little bit more and become a little bit more constructive. There's QLD. All right. Down on heavy volume, up on less volume, reverses down on a little bit less volume. It's loose. Perhaps it will settle down. And when it does, we'll be ready. There you go. That's simple. QQQ, similar situation. I'll refresh it for you. There we go. Just like QLD, chopping around. Keep this in mind. Everybody says, oh, things are bad. Hey, this is near all-time highs, folks. All right? Let's put it in perspective. Cloud computing. Look at how nice this trend is. And here's another example. High investor emotion, zigging and zagging. Look at it. Up, down, up, down, up. Loose. Let it tighten up and hopefully lead to a good entry point. Silver and gold. Okay, I won't sing. Chopping around a little bit, kind of like gold is. Look at that gap down. That's not the best thing in the world. Not tight. Be careful with silver. Steel, on the other hand, look at steel. Slowly grinding up. Think about it. If the world was ending, okay, with everything that's happening, the economy, the U.S., would this be doing as good as it has? There you go. That's why I look at the charts and I don't get all wrapped up in all the news. SMH, semiconductors, steadily grinding up. This is a pretty wicked bar right here, though, and you can see it on the daily. It's got to settle down now. Got a little loose. Don't like that. Here's the spiders. With all the stuff that's happening, with COVID, with the election stuff going on, okay? With contesting of various results. Look at this. It's steadily grinding up. That's good. Here's SSO, similar situation, and that is good also. All right? Note the tail bar here, though. That is a slight negative, something to take into consideration. Solar. Solar has been really strong. Look at this nice tight trend just grinding on up. But notice on the weekly how it got a little loose. And you can see it on the daily too. Again, just be aware of it. Small cap, just like IWM. Hanging in. Gapped up. A lot of overhead here though, okay? But it's nice to see that working. Aerospace and defense. Moving up. Big gap up there. Look at that. What's in aerospace and defense? It's important to know what's in some of these ETFs, okay? What stock, what big Dow stock, which really helped the Dow, what lifted this week? Boeing. Boeing. That's connecting the dots. Isn't that neat? Here's another biotechnology hanging in there. That's okay. Home builders. If the world was ending, would the home buildings stocks be doing as well as they are? There you go. That's why I don't get wrapped up too much in the news. I'm not going to be ignorant of the news. Please don't do that. But I'm saying let the charts guide you. All right? This has been a nice trend. There we go. Basic materials. Well, how do you build things? Last time I checked, you use materials. We'll say this though. Gapped up and reversed down on heavy volume. That's a bad bar. This needs to tighten up and settle down, just for what it's worth. Communications. We're about done here. Here's communications hanging in there. All right, that's nice to see. Look at that. You also have a cup and a handle forming here. Maybe it'll take out these tops. It'll need volume to do it though. You can say, boy, that's a bad bar. This is a great lesson for everybody. I share this with the VIPs all the time. Don't just look at a bar and say, oh, it's bad because it's red or it's good because it's green. Oh, that's a bad bar. Look at the volume. Boy, that thing's no good. It gaps down, it falls, reverses and closes in the top fifth of its range on a pickup in volume. That's a good bar, folks. It bounced off that moving average. They didn't sell it. They bought into it after the drop. Remember that. There's a lesson for you. Energy in one quick glance. Literally, you look at this and go, I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot with the energy right now. There you go. Done. Financials. Look at this. Picked up. That's good to see. And again, Dow, some of the big Dow stocks related to this. That's a plus. Industrials. Grinding on up. Let me refresh this to make sure it's good. There we go. Industrials. Hanging in there. If the world's ending, this wouldn't be doing what it's doing. Technology. And it's hanging in there. But again, it had a pretty bad reversal week, and you can really see it on the daily. On volume. Got a little loose up here. Be aware of that with technology. Consumer staples. Look at this. Now, think about this. Staples. These are necessities for consumers. And it's hanging in. That's nice to see. That's good to see. Next one. Utilities. Grinding on up. Okay. Kind of a defensive type of move. But it's hanging in. At least it's not plummeting like it was in March. So that's a plus. Healthcare. We use common sense. Healthcare. Why has it been steadily doing well? Again, related to COVID-19. There you go. Isn't this great? I know I'm talking. If I wasn't talking, and by the way, I'm giving you this list. I hope you're writing these down as I go, so then you have it too. I look at them every day. Just glance, fly right through them. Takes like 2 minutes, and I have a great feel on what to look for and what to avoid. Systematized. Love it. Consumer discretionary. Hanging in there. Big tail bar here, though, so you got to be a little careful with it. Metals and mining picking up. Okay, that's good to see. We're about done here, just to let you know. Retailing. COVID-19. Everything's shutting down. Well, this has been doing really well through this whole March. This is hanging in there. That's why I look at the charts and not get wrapped up in the news. I'm not saying don't be ignorant of the news. I'm saying let the charts, price and volume action guide you. It will help you. Software. How's that? How's that look to you? COVID. Okay. Well, that looked pretty dang good to me. Big reversal bar here the end of last week. Got to be careful with it, but been a nice trend. And back to the top. Again, don't forget, we got a live Zoom conference coming up, all right? There's a link in the description here. I hope you can make it. I have to tell you, though, it does fill up fast. And so, it's limited. I hope you're able to make it.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.